What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we're going to be doing Squad Builder, Club Tour, Club Talk. Club Talk, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a Club Talk today. I don't have much left in this club, to be perfectly honest. I've been very erratic with my coins. I've made some mistakes with my coins. We'll go through it all today. Sold some items, sold a few fitness cards there, undersold them to try to get a chemistry style basically. Basically, I streamed 2 nights ago by the time you're watching this, and everything that I streamed I was supposed to record and I didn't. So there is a gap between the last video you watched and this video. If you want to fill that gap, go to twitch.tv/NepentheZ and you will see everything there on like the video from Twitch. So I've got a few things on the transfer list, just some typical bronzes and some gold contracts to see if I can buy them, sell them for 300. This guy's a duplicate, so I'm just going to keep him on the transfer list until he's relevant, or basically so irrelevant that he's taking up a transfer list spot that is better served elsewhere, and I would discard him. And then we've got Medell that I'm hanging on to because the new SBC for the one to watch is incoming on Friday. Could require an 83 rated card, seeing those values go up. Now, I will talk about investing. A lot of people are suggesting already that it's good to invest in 84s and 85s. I've got no 84s and no 85s as investments, and the reason for that is because I think the boat has been missed. And I say that, and I could be wrong, but I say that because if we take like a traditional 84 rated player that always gets bought, we look at Granit Xhaka. Is he available for 2,200? He is. So we can get Xhaka for like best part of 2k, right? The problem we've got now, even if these SBCs come out, so many people have already invested and protected these players that come the SBC dropping, you are going to have hundreds, if not thousands, of people dumping hundreds and hundreds of these cards. So if you've got 1,000 people dumping 100, that's 100,000 being dumped. There was a thread on Reddit suggesting about the investments. There was a thread on Reddit of some guy showing his trade pile of 70 filled up with 84s and 85s. And the thing is, if I buy them at 2.2k now for Xhaka, and his price goes up to 2.4 or 2.5k because the amount of mass dump there will be, I'll lose money on tax. Alternatively, his price may well go down because not only are there already going to be thousands of people listing their 84s and 85s, but because it will be a promotional weekend, there will be promo packs, meaning that these players get pulled out of the yin-yang. The other thing that I thought would be interesting to invest in would be one-to-watch cards, and I think I missed the boat there as well. Remember when I sold those Alissons for 11,000 or 12,000 coins? Alisson is now up to, tell me he's not 37k. I was looking at it yesterday for like 18k, and I decided against it because I didn't have 18k, basically. And I was actually going to come to this video today and say, should I sell Dani Alves and invest in some one-to-watch cards? And the simple solution would have been yes, because he's already gone up by at least 10,000 coins compared to when I could have bought him yesterday. That's disappointing. And if I held on to those one-to-watch cards, I could have sold them now. I bought them for like 10, 11k. I could have sold them now for 30k. You might be wondering, why has his one-to-watch card gone up? Well, there is in the code a guaranteed one-to-watch pack. We don't know much more than that. We don't know what is required for it. But if it's like the guaranteed inform packs, there is a new batch of one-to-watch cards coming. It's likely that you might have to trade in a current one-to-watch card for a new one-to-watch card. It may be that it is or is not repeatable, and if it is not repeatable, we are covered because we actually have a one-to-watch card. We have an untradeable one-to-watch card that we started using quite early on and then haven't really used much since. 82 games. I played probably about 30 games with him as a starter. He played one weekend league for us as well. Him and Adariz up front in the 4-1-2-1-2 when I played it way back when. When did I pack him? You can't see when they packed him when it's a first owner, can you? Or when they were packed in general, which is a shame. Does it say here? No, it doesn't. That is a shame. But yeah, 82 games. Most of them were as a sub in the following weeks until I managed to get myself like obviously a much better team. So Sansone, he had a lot of promise this season, but he hasn't really had much upgrades. If there is a situation where we can trade him in for a pack for a different one-to-watch card, I would like to take that risk, because if it's all of the one-to-watches, I could potentially get Pogba or Kante who would be great for the team. And if it's only the new one to watches, depending on who they are, there could be like a Memphis Depay in there who would be amazing to link up with Lacazette. There could be a cam version of Julian Draxler in there who would be great. You know, there basically be a whole bunch of really good options for him too. So if there is a one to watch pack, we're going to be good. Now, oh, I sold something. What sold? What sold? Damn, Charlie Adam, don't go for too much, son. 500 coins in the bank. Now, in terms of a club tour, guys, I sold Barzagli on stream for 36,000 coins. I bought him for 40,000 coins, so I lost 4,000 on depreciation and tax. But the whole market has depreciated, so I didn't actually lose value on him, because what I could have bought for 40,000 when I bought him for 40,000, I can now buy for 36,000 after selling him for 36,000, because the whole market has come in. And that's even testament to the, like, Modric, for example. I bought Modric for 1.1. He fluctuated up to around 1.3 and then settled down at about 1.2. When those half-price packs came out over the Chinese New Year weekend, we compare his price. He is now under 1 million coins, 950,000 coins, in fact, for Luka Modric. And you may see this as a bad thing. You may be like, damn, you lost 200k on him. I haven't lost 200k on him, because whatever I could sell him for now, any player that I would have bought is also that much less. For example, when we were looking to buy Sergio Ramos Team of the Year, he was 1.1 to 1.2 million, and we was like a ways off, right? We was a fair ways off. If we now go and take a look at Sergio Ramos Team of the Year, obviously not for 30k there. Sergio Ramos Team of the Year, I believe, is under 1 million coins now. I know that one says 1.2, but let's take a look at all of them. There you go, 980,000. Any less, any cheaper than that? No, 980k, but that's still pretty damn cheap. 999 there as well, and they're not selling. So at one point or another in a day, I'm sure I could pick him up for, you know, for like 950, 940. Also, this 91 Sergio Ramos, I believe, is around 400,000. There's one there for 420. And he hasn't been bought, and he's been there for a way long time. So we genuinely could be looking at around 400 for this Sergio Ramos. If we do see one, yeah, there's one at 404. So I could buy this Sergio Ramos. There's one at 410, another one at 404, another one at 420. This Sergio Ramos has got a great card, but when you actually compare it to the blue, 5 less pace, 5 less defending, 6 less physical. That's momentous. Let alone the 7 dribbling, the 5 shooting, and the 8 passing. For the difference of only about 600,000 coins, I would rather not buy the Inform Ramos and lose tax and potentially depreciation on him and put myself further back. Rather, I would just try and save the coins, 1 million coins for this Sergio Ramos. And you're probably thinking, what do you mean, buy the other Ramos? You can't even afford the other Ramos. Well, Dani Alves was a player that I bought for this weekend league. We tried 2 teams. I didn't like the 2 teams. I'm going to be going back to 1 team or an alternate of 1 team, which we'll get to in a second. I could sell Dani Alves for about 360 or 370, I believe. There's one there, 390 low bin. Let's have a look at the other low bins. It seems like he's gone back up. He was at like 360 yesterday, so he's actually climbed back up to around 390. 385, so I would get 380 as a minimum for Dani Alves, of which case I could then go and buy that Inform Sergio Ramos, right? I've got, you know, I've got this Marcano guy here, who I don't believe is worth too much. I think like 11,000 right now. But again, I'm holding on to him because if those one to watch packs or the new player of the month that should be coming in the next sort of like 6 to 8 days requires an Inform, I've got Marcano there. And then we've got these 3 Informs. I would normally sell the bronze Informs from the bronze pack method because they go for a decent amount, 5, 8, sometimes 10,000 coins, and especially as they're fresh, right? So this Gooden, he's fresh. I haven't used him. I probably won't use him, although he's actually got a decent card. His card is like similar to Alex Hunter's, right? But yeah, we could probably get like, by looks of things, 9k for a minimum on this guy, 8k there. I wonder if that one's fresh. I wonder if these 8ks are fresh. No, see, they're not fresh. So I could probably get 9 to 10k for Gooden. For Connolly, very much the same as well. I think this guy was actually up at like 12 or 15,000. There's a 5k bid on him. Okay, so he's actually back down. But we could basically get like around 6 to 7, maybe 8 to 9k for each one of these. And then Davies being a BPL Inform, he's going for around 10,000. The reason why I've decided to hold on to these dudes is because they're English. So if, again, there's an SBC for a player of the month that requires either English informs or BPL informs or just informs in general, I've got 3 here that were pack pulled through the bronze pack method that are to no value other than, you know, a handful, you know, 5 to 10,000 coins that are going to become very handy for me. And then we've got our traditional cards. Obviously, I bought this Anthony Martial, and this is how much this market has depreciated. Okay, I bought Martial for 24,250 coins. I bought him already with the Hunter card on him, and I bought him already as a left forward. The reason why I did that is because the left mid to left wing and the left wing to left forward position modifiers are so expensive, and the Hunter chem style obviously is also very expensive. So I paid 24,000 for him with this on, and I probably think you could get him for about 18,000 now with these exact. Oh, maybe yeah, there you go. 19,000 will be binned, but I've lost like 4,000 coins on Martial going down as a Hunter. Interestingly, I just want to pop him on trade pile real quick. Transfer targets. I want to show you guys something that not many people look at that for me is crazy, and that is Kevin Morales compared to Anthony Martial. It's honestly outstanding to me how expensive Martial is compared to Morales, considering, look at this, right? So Morales has 3 less pace and 4 less dribbling. Dribbling could be vital, right? Could be vital. He has 2 less shooting, but if you look at the in-games, he's actually got very key shooting stats compared to Martial. He's got 7 more passing, 5 more defending, and although he's got 11 less physical, these cards are so similar. It's crazy. And then when you look at it in more detail, 6 foot, high, medium, 4-star, 4-star, Morales, 6 foot, high, medium, 4-star, 4-star. If you are looking for a super sub left wing, or if you can't afford the 20 to 25k or whatever, 15 to 20k for Martial, go and get Morales. Unbelievable player to have. You know, like if you're clever enough, if you're competent enough in front of goal, giving him an engine would probably be more beneficial than a Hunter, or giving him a Hawk maybe more beneficial than a Hunter. But in general, it's crazy that I never see him ever in any in any squad builders or foot champ stuff, and he just looks so good. So the club there is as such. There's not really much in it. There's not much sellables, but this is where I'm stuck, and this is what I was talking about on stream for a good 45 minutes. I'm going to sell Dani Alves when I feel like the time is right, and it could be that now is getting to be the time is right. You know, the market's already depreciated. I could probably list him up for, if I actually played 4 games with him, put him $7.99, he might get a sale, but I played 35 games with him altogether. You know, I got some return value out of him. So listing him up for, say, if I actually listed him for $3.90, he'd probably sell. So I'd lose 25k on, on depreciation, and then whatever the tax would be on that, which would be about another 20,000 coins. So I'd lose altogether about 45k. I'm alright with that, with, again, the fact that the whole market has depreciated. And I actually got Dani Alves when he was cheap. I bought him for 415k. I could have instantly flipped him for like 450. I got him on 59th minute quite cheap. So I haven't really lost as much as some others would have. Looking at the rest of this club, I don't have anything sellable outside of that. Okay, I've got Varane's worth like a couple of thousand coins. Martial Bailly now is worth like, even with a Shadow Chem style, is worth like 8,000 coins. Martial, as we've discovered, is worth like 20,000 coins. I don't have sellables. This club is bare. Yeah, we've got a lot of these kind of like these like tradable players that are relatively decent, not amazing. I have a feeling Hesse might be a guy that will increase in value as time goes on. And the reason being is because he's now moved clubs, but he is absolutely required for the PSG SBC. So you can actually see already his price seemingly has gone up to around 3,500 to 4,000 coins. The fact that I've got one and he's fresh could be huge in future. He could go up to 6,000-7,000 coins and we could bank on him. In the meantime, I'll hold him in the club, not a problem. But so the scenario I have right now is this. I am keeping Marcelo. I know I could sell Dani Alves, I could sell Marcelo, I could clear out a few other things in the club, and I could get Sergio Ramos, especially with the fact that Wednesday we're going to get 70,000 coins, a 100k pack, and 1 premium team of the week pack, which should be good. We will be able to afford Sergio Ramos, but that will mean sacrificing the blue Marcelo. The reason why I don't want to do that now is because I've already played 145 games with him. What I'd rather do is have the 300 odd K in the bank from Dani Alves, have the 70k coins, the 100k pack, and the premium team of the week pack, and hope that the rewards that I get, the things that I can bank on, plus what I would get from the next FUT Champions weekend, would be enough to get that Sergio Ramos. And if it's not, it's probably next Wednesday or Thursday that we get the monthly rewards where the 91 Sergio Ramos is available. So there is, although slim, there is a chance I could actually get a special version of Sergio Ramos in the upcoming monthly rewards. So with that in mind, I decided to keep Marcelo. I love Modric in this game. I find Modric to be unbelievably entertaining to play with. In general, I like playing with the 2 blue cards. I don't even mind playing with Modric on 8 chem. Obviously, I would eventually want Sergio Ramos in here, but I don't want the bog standard version of him. I've used that bog standard version of him and I always sell him, I always get rid of him. So what I started doing was playing Reed on 8 chemistry. The reason why I preferred Reed over Bailly, and this is something that I've kind of taken on board from a lot of the pros and watching a lot of people play, is that regardless of the work rates, centre-backs on the same work rates are seemingly more valuable than centre-backs with differing work rates. So Sergio Ramos has high attacking work rate, Eric Bailly has high attacking work rate, whereas Reed 6'3", medium high, Chris Smalling 6'4", medium high. I've been very effective with Reed there on 8 chem, and even on 8 chem he is still basically as good as Eric Bailly, in fact only a little less pace, and that is it. And that is the same true to his base card anyway, so it doesn't really make too much of a difference. It's a shame that I didn't have like Payet in the team, because if I got the SBC Payet, he would fit perfectly with a link with Winston Reed. But eventually when we get Blue Ramos will sit here, and it will probably be Chris Smalling still there, and I know I'll then have 2 centre-backs off the change in chem position, attacking work rates, but I would want to try that out. The 3 blues on the left-hand side of Ramos, Modric and Marcelo would be nice. So instead of using 2 teams now, what I've got is the basis of 2 teams. When Chadley becomes tired, I can swap him in for Costa, and Hazard still gets the links needed. As per usual, as per this weekend league, Hazard, Modric and Marcelo will get fitness cards applied to them when needed. They will never leave the team. For Raheem Sterling, we can put in Theo Walcott. Raheem Sterling right now is injured, no problem. We've got another winger we can bring on. Mane, boom. Ibrahimovic is a difficult one because I love playing with him. We currently have 74 goals and 39 assists in 107 games. What is that? That's 113 goal contributions in 107 games, which is utterly astonishing if you consider that in his first 30 games, he played centre midfield, and in those 30 games scored 3 goals and got 6 assists. I believe that's correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. I went back and had a brief look at a video, and that's what I saw. Which means in the 70 games since, he's scored around 70 goals and got around 30 assists. Eventually, his goal-to-game ratio will catch up, and he'll be a positive goal-to-game ratio kind of player, which is unreal. So, although I do love Heung-min Son, I don't want to not play with Ibra because he's just too good. So, Son is used as a super sub, as is Nainggolan, a good defensive super sub, as is Lacazette, a good attacking super sub. One thing that I'd be interested to change if and when Depay gets an upgraded card at Lyon, we can put Lacazette up in here, boom. We can put Hazard out here, and we can put Depay in at that left forward spot. But obviously it'll be the version that we need it to be. And then we do have a problem that we have Costa, Hazard and Chan, so we'd need another link to Costa, which could be problematic, but we'll cross that bridge as and when we get to it. In the meantime, we've got good alternatives. In the meantime, Lacazette will stay as a sub. Lacazette, one of the best players I've used in the game this year. We get Lacazette, we get Nainggolan, we get Balassi, and we get Heung-min Son as our base subs. Mane is just there as backup if Walcott and or Sterling get injured. Chadley is a good swap for Costa when they both get, when they need fitness replenishing. Swap those around. Depay again is another guy he's a good sub, not a great sub. Rashford, honestly, I don't like him. I regret getting Rashford. I don't even know how much I spent on him. He has 30 goal contributions in 40 games. Okay, a lot of those are as a sub, but he misses really simple chances. I might give him one more shot because it would be good to have as like a secondary backup set of players. Rashford, boom. Depay, boom. Chemistry still the same. Everyone still works out. It's no big deal. Like, even if we need to put Fernandinho in, if I like Chan in the middle because he's taller, it all works. So we've got like a lot of changes. And in that midfield slot, we have Costa, we have Chadli, we have Chan, and we have Fernandinho. Some great links there. Then it comes to the defence, and this is where the problems lie. Lie, whatever you want to say. Of course, as I say, Hazard will most likely stay in the team right there at left forward. Depending on who the next player of the month is going to be interesting, because if it's like Alexis Sanchez, which is unlikely, but well, I don't know if it's unlikely, it might be likely. I hope it's Alexis Sanchez. Sanchez will just go up in the striker spot, no questions asked. That'll be another player that just stays there forever, and sorry Ibra, but Sanchez trumps you. If it's like Lallana or Eriksson, they will go into the team, and I will just enjoy them as much as I can. You know, Lallana would be a good fit. It'd get good, strong links off of Walcott. Hazard would be problematic then because I'd need to get another link to him, but in general, he'd be okay. But yeah, again, when we come to that bridge, we'll cross it. I've also got Firmino here, who's a really good alternative if I want an attacking mindset. Like, there are some games, like, I'm trying to focus on what's wrong in my game. I'm trying to, like, really balance the team perfectly. And one of the best weekend leagues we had, we got 33 wins, and it was with this midfield here. It was Chadli, it was Chan, and it was Fernandinho. This is the midfield that we had, although the attack and the defence was, like, somewhat different. I actually think the defence as it is was the same. I actually think the attack outside of Ibrahimovic was the same as well, and we actually probably had the team set up like this. Now, if you imagine this team here, let me put Marcelo out on the bottom right there, and let me get Dave in at left back. If you imagine this, oh god, we're gonna have to go like this, and then like this. So if you imagine this team here, this is the team that we got one of our best results with, except for the fact it was inform read, not red read. They're identical cards, except it was just the inform version. And it was the regular Hector Bellerin, not the SBC Bellerin, if I remember correctly. I could be mistaken on that one. It could have been the SBC Bellerin as well. But I think, like, this midfield, this attack, this defence, this is what I got 33 wins with. This is the team that I felt most comfortable with. And one of the reasons why I felt most comfortable with this team, let me set up exactly how I had it. One of the reasons why I like this most, Fernandinho, medium-high work rates, perfect. 4-star weak foot, perfect. He's a little bulldog. He reminds me so much. I literally put him in instead of Kante. I immediately preferred him to Kante. He's 2 inches higher. He's got very, very similar stats to Kante. You know, he's just a workhorse. We then have Chan in the midfield, medium, 6'2", 4-star weak foot, really well-rounded stats, great physicality. We played 269 games with him. And then last but not least is Chadli, another medium at 6'2". So we've got 1 medium high. Okay, he's a bit short, but great work rates. And then 2 medium base centre midfielders. And I wonder if the fact that these midfielders never pushed forward was a huge testament as to why I conceded less goals and in turn won more games. As soon as we change this midfield up and put Modric in and put Marcelo in, forget Azpilicueta, I don't even know nor care what his work rates are. Also medium, could again be instrumental to why he never went forwards and always was in place where I needed him. You then look at Marcelo, high medium. Different, completely different. Compared to the medium high of Fernandinho, we now have high medium. That's now 2 players that were medium, and medium high that are now high medium. We also have Chadli in the team, and we get Son out. The attack is irrelevant because work rates are irrelevant there. But Chadli we didn't have Chadli for a lot, which is why I had him in the team now instead of Costa. I've really enjoyed Costa as a centre midfielder. But what is the problem here? High medium. Another high attacking work rate midfielder. We've now got, especially when we had Eric Bailly, we had Bailly high attacking, Marcelo high attacking, Modric high attacking, Costa, Ibra's not high attacking, I think he's medium, but I think Walcott's medium as well, isn't he? Yeah, medium for Walcott, medium low. But basically the whole left-hand side of the team was high attacking work rate. So I was getting caught out over and over and over. And when I've looked at that, and I put Chadli back in here instead of Costa, this team is far better balanced. 2 mediums who are super tall, very, very good defensive-minded players. Luka Modric, who is just unbelievably, perfectly well-rounded. High attacking work rate, but we can set him to stay back while attacking to keep him down there. Marcelo's in there as well. So Costa is a problem for me because I really enjoy him. And as you can see, we've got 306 games with him. And I think around 290 of those games are from centre midfield. I played a few games with him up front and I hated him as a striker. So I moved him down to the midfield and he's been a boss for me in midfield. I wish you could just change the work rates of your players. If I could make him medium instead of high medium, problem solved. The thing I'd be interested to know as well is, in the player instructions, if I set these player instructions to stay back while attacking, and I then stick Costa in there, which one is prioritised? Does his high attacking work rate trump stay back while attacking? Or does stay back while attacking trump his high attacking work rate? Because I don't know. And it's important to know, and it's important to understand, because if the player instructions trumps the work rates, I'll play Costa over Chadley every day of the week. But if the work rates trump the player instructions, I prefer Chadley 100% of the time. It's so crazy. But the problem I have, as I said, right now, is I'm going to be giving fitness cards to Marcelo, Modric, Hazard, and Ibra. Okay, we've got midfielders. We've got Costa for Chadley. We've got Fernandinho or Firmino for Chan. We've got Sterling for Theo Walcott, or Mane if I need to, or Depay or Son. You know, we've got attackers and midfielders out the yin-yang. The problem with the defence is that even if I put Eric Bailly in here, the chemistry is wrong. The only way I can work the defence as kind of a meaningful set of defenders without needing fitness is by playing one game like this, then taking Reed out for Bailly and playing one game like this, then taking Smalling out for Reed and playing one game like this, and then taking Bailly out for Smalling and playing one game like this, and then taking Reed out for Bailly and playing one game like this, and just rotating the three defenders so they will play 2 games at once and then have a game rest in a 3-way rotation. And that's not too much of a problem, other than the fact that I would prefer to just play with one centre-back pairing, and my favoured centre-back pairing is these, which means I'm now going to have to use fitness cards on Reed and on Smalling, and I don't have a competent right-back, and I just want to get as many games as possible on Bellerin, so I'm also going to be using fitness cards on Bellerin. So realistically, all I've done by playing with 2 teams this weekend league is cement the fact that I'm not going to do that again, and I'm pretty much just going to stick with one team. And the reason why I'm going to stick with one team is, if I'm going to be using fitness cards on my whole defence and my whole left side of my striker, that's already 7 players. So why not just go the full force and stick with the best team rather than rotate players even intermittently? You know, it's kind of pointless. However, it then proposed another problem, and I know this video is getting on a bit, and if you're not interested in me talking about my squad and such, feel free to click off. You've seen the bulk of the video, but it poses a problem because I like Theo Walcott a lot. You know, he's done a lot of good stuff for us. 438 games, 208 goals, 147 assists, 3-star, 3-star, but medium, 5'9". He's got great pace, good dribbling, good shooting, good passing, good physical. When you look at Sterling, he's got a lot of things wrong. He's a little bit shorter. He's got a 2-star weak foot. He doesn't have as much physicality. His shooting isn't as good. He's got the same pace, better dribbling. But that 4-star skill moves, the high medium work rate, seems to be more effective for him. You know, he's played, what's he played? He's played 478 and Walcott's played 438. Walcott's got 208 and 147 to Sterling's 245 and 137. So assists are basically the same. Walcott's played a lot less games. 245 goals for Sterling compared to 208 goals for Walcott. So the goal ratio is about the same. The assist ratio is a little bit heavily in Walcott's favour. But after comparing them and playing with them, I think Sterling is just the better player. Right? Sterling will give me more goals and more assists per game on average than Walcott will, in an already incredible attack where Hazard scores an abundance of goals. 610 games, 390 goals, 230 assists. You know, he's got over a 610 goal per game contribution ratio. What's he got there? He's got 616 goal contributions in 610 games. That's insane. Bearing in mind how many goals and assists Ibra has in 107 games. Bearing in mind how many goals and assists Sterling has in those games. Bearing in mind Theo Walcott's goal and assist tally. Bearing in mind the goal tally of Heung-min Son, 267 goals from him and 144 assists. Bearing in mind Lacazette's goal tally of 143 goals and 88 assists. And Lacazette has probably played about 150 of those games as a sub now. You know, once I got Ibra, once I got Son and Hazard and such, Lacazette took a bit of a backseat. As good as he is, took a bit of a backseat, and that was that. So this is pretty much going to be the team that I'm going to take through Division 1 this week to test out if I enjoy this. But I'm looking forward to the weekly rewards. Once I can get Ramos in this team, the Team of the Year Ramos, we can readdress. And once we know what the new one to watch cards are and who the new player of the month is going to be, it may well change our thinking and change how we've done the team. But I've sunk everything I have in this team to all my special cards, basically. You know, I've got blue Marcelo, blue Alves, blue Modric. Other than De Gea, no one in this team is sellable or worth selling. You know, you're looking at 20k for Martial, 10k for Bailly, 6k for Smalling, and 100k for De Gea. That's all I've got other than the Team of the Year cards. So outside of that, I've invested everything I've got into these special cards. And when you look at who I've not got in the team, forget the legends, but Giovinco, god tier player. Just don't play with him. I haven't really. I use him as a sub most of the time. We've got players like Eto'o, never even used him. One game for Eto'o. Isco hasn't stepped foot on the field for me. Gignac, a couple of games for Gignac. Red cards don't really count because they were gifts, you know. De Rossi done good, 40 games. That's not too bad. Juan Fran played a nice chunk of games, 23. Gamero, I think, has played a couple of games. One game for Gamero. Insigne's got a fair amount of games on him, 29. Villa was an SBC that we played a few games with. Didn't really do much with him. Skirtle, again, red card doesn't really matter. Red cards, again, don't matter. And just look at all these extra special cards that we've got. We can build teams for days without having to worry about buying players. And the reason why that's important is because it allows us to use what we've got at our fingertips to basically generate... let me just do this a second. I want to check something. To basically generate coins to be able to pick up the next big purchase. You know, I could play with this exact same team for 3 weekend leagues in a row, and it wouldn't be a problem for me. It might get a bit boring for you guys to watch because they're the same team, but I enjoyed stacking the player stats up, you know. That's where we're at. Let me go down here. I want to compare these two. Look at that. Hunter, 5 pace, 2 shooting, 21 passing, 8 dribbling, 2 less defending and same physical. They are not far off being the same card. That's mental. But that, guys, let me show the player stats real quick of who's on here. We've got the most games I've ever played with players is this year. Hazard, Smalling, Son, massive. Sterling, Walcott, huge. No red cards for Hazard. For Smalling in 603 games. That's immense. So those are the top 6 goal scorers. Game players. Hazard, Smalling, Son, Sterling, Walcott, De Gea. Then we look at Costa, Bellerin, Lacazette, Chan, Bailly, all over 200 games. Chadley, Marcelo, Modric, Ibrahimovic, Roberto Firmino, all over 100 games. That Red Golan and Mane, Depay getting to 60 games. And then Alex Hunter and Rashford don't really do much. With Reed only just back in the team. In terms of goals, Hazard, Son, Sterling, Walcott, huge goal scorers. Lacazette, huge goal scorers. Trust that Ibrahimovic will eventually be up in that 1, 2 or 3 spot at some point. And with assists, it's very much the same group of players. Hazard, Walcott, Son, Sterling, Lacazette, Costa, Chan, and then Ibra right behind. But again, trust that his assists will be kind of getting up there as time goes on. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a little tour of the club, a talk about the team. Any thoughts or feedback you guys have got, feel free to leave it in the description, in the comment section below. This is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.